All right, good evening, Who That Nation. Welcome to the WDN Chatline podcast. This is the host CB, and I'm here with my co-host WD. WD, we got a few things to hit on tonight, fam. So how you doing? How your
Oh,
week been?
first off, I'm doing fine. Shout out to everybody, man. I know things is getting pretty crazy with the Saints right now. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it. But it's gonna be a good Monday night, man. Because I feel like this is gonna be entertaining. So let's do it.
Okay, and Who That Nation, I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your week. Um, it's Super Bowl week, so as more news is starting to transpire out of Saints camp, we're definitely gonna hit on that. We're basically just giving a rundown of the show. We're gonna get on how in the hell did Kris and Ryan Nielsen get out the building? How did we let both get out the building? Along with bringing in new defensive coordinator Joe Woods, and also Derek Carr having a visit with the Saints tomorrow. So, got a few things we're gonna hit on tonight. But once again, man, good evening, Who That Nation. And before we get started, let's just go ahead and get over to the chat. We gotta get this chat a shout out. Okay, shout out to the OG Jerry Port in the building. Who that? JT, I see you, fam. Okay, James Smart was good. Donald Wood saying, "What's up, fam?" Then we got Brian Pearson saying, "Who that?" He said it's either Derek Carr or Baker Mayfield.
Lord,
Oh boy.
please help us.
Don't give me a heart attack, Brian. Yeah, that's heart attack talk right there. Those two names. But anyway, I see Cornelius in the building. Okay, but yeah, man, that's how the show gonna go today. And I just seen the super chat come in, man. Shout out to AKA the Scientist, $5 super chat. Said, "Who that, baby? Who that to you, fam? Appreciate you for tuning in."
Who that's everybody in the chat, man. Everybody that's watching. Shout out to y'all.
Right. Okay, so let's get started. Like I said, we're gonna leave the Derek Carr news last, just because it's fresh. Let's just go ahead and get into
Who?
some this done transpired before that news.
Did you just
First
say?
off,
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, let's start with Ryan Nielsen. It starts off with Ryan Nielsen, man. Ryan Nielsen, he accepts defensive coordinator job for the Falcons. So obviously, in my opinion, I believe he wanted a bigger role and was able to get full control of the defense elsewhere. So I will say, man, shout out to Ryan Nielsen for making our D line a problem. For a little, well, he did make the D line a problem, but Davenport just didn't execute. But during his span with the Saints, our D line was definitely a problem, especially in the run game. Um, so we lost a good coach, WD. So how you feeling on him going to our arch rival, the Falcons?
Well, first off, since he went to our rival, screw him. I mean, much like if I'm gonna say, screw Shine. I mean, no matter how I feel, I'm definitely gonna say screw Ryan Nelson. But nah, he's a good coach, man. It's unfortunate that we losing him. I mean, a hell of a D line coach, man.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I mean, just looking at everything, just the fact that him and Kris Richard, they were both co-defensive coordinators, we thinking like maybe them being co-defensive coordinators was going to be an issue, man, because we could lose both rather than having a definite answer there. But man, we done
Right.
lost both, man, and one of them we parted ways with. So I mean, if we gonna lose Ryan Nielsen, I mean, look, he had to do his thing, man. If he going, if he got to take his chances, his shot, man, to be a definite defensive coordinator, then he got to go for it. Just hate the fact that it's Atlanta, but I mean, he might not do that
Right.
with them anyway, because Atlanta is Atlanta, like I always say. So yeah, it's just really, really unfortunate, man. Yeah, dog.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it on Nielsen, man. He was a good coach for us, but just hate he going to the Falcons. Um, but I guess in this league, man, if it's an offer, I don't know who else was interviewing them, but yeah, man, definitely a good talent out the door. So I'm not gonna wish him the best with Atlanta, but not gonna wish him the best with Atlanta because we're gonna be seeing him. But, I just say he a good coach. So let's go ahead to Chris Richard. Now, once I heard the Ryan Nielsen news, I was just expecting Chris Richard to be the guy. But then you hear news that Chris Richard parted ways. So, what's your thoughts on that, WD? We lost out on Ryan Nielsen and Chris Richard, and at this moment, Chris Richard doesn't have a job, so it's kind of different with Chris Richard, in my opinion. So, I
uh,
mean, what's your thoughts on that?
well, my concerns are just like every other Saints fan. At least it should be. I mean, first of all, nothing was wrong with our defense. Now, look, our defense had a bad start. The run defense wasn't as good as what it used to be the past couple seasons, but all these changes on the defensive side, man. What's going on with that? When really at the end of the season, they look like them true selves besides the run defense. So I'm just trying to figure out like what was the problem with Chris Richard. I mean, maybe he just wanted to call plays himself when DA is already calling plays. I guess. Either way, man. I mean, I'm not too happy with moving on from him, man, because he's a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a DB coach for at that. I mean, I feel like he took our DBs to the next level, taking the ball away. Now I know we did lack takeaways this season, but if you notice, I would say that 2020 season with Marcus Williams, Malcolm Jenkins, if you remember, we had a rough start. But it's like that year that we got Chris, man, it seemed like we didn't have a problem locating the ball in the air within the secondary, man. I mean, like it seemed like we was taking the ball away. Not too many, not getting beat on big plays and stuff like that. So I mean, man, losing out on a coach like that, man. I mean, that hurts. I don't know why we parted ways with him. I mean, I still expect the defense to be good just because of DA. I mean, DA is a good defensive coordinator. I know we're gonna get into the hire that they just did, but yeah, man, I'm just trying to figure out why, because we all know what the problem is. It's offense. It's all on the offensive side. So I don't know, man.
Right. I see this comment by Donald Woods Jr. said, I still disagree with the Chris Rashad departure. That should be our DC, but we shall see what happens. I'm gonna be honest. I think they didn't want to be the Pete Carmichael of New Orleans Saints. And I say Pete Carmichael, I'm talking about when Sean was here. You know how Pete Carmichael was the OC, but Sean Payton was the face of the offense for calling plays, and he ran the things on offense. I believe on the defensive side, Dennis wants to have that same effect and just kind of had like a little, just a guy just there, maybe just, got this little stamp, but Dennis sounded like he wants full control of the defense. Because I seen well, no, I'm gonna get into that. We get into that in a minute with the new guy, but I believe it had to do something with that because if Ryan Nielsen leaves, I mean, you would just think that it's Chris Rashad's job.
Right, exactly.
But in the order it said they parted ways, I don't think nobody got fired. I don't think Chris Rashad got fired. I just think they parted ways, like they couldn't come to agreement. Chris Rashad probably wanted to have more control of the defense. If he's gonna be the only defensive coordinator, he wants full control. And that could have been a little issue last year where, him trying to share with Nielsen. So Nielsen Nielsen went his way to Atlanta to get full control of a defense. And then Chris Rashad, I guess he wasn't able to get full control, but That's just my takeaway from that. I think that's the only reason both of them got out the building. Especially with Kris Rashad, he parted ways with them. I just think they didn't want to be, in that Pete Carmichael type role when Sean was here. You being named the offensive coordinator. Pete, he was our offensive coordinator for what, 15 years? But who was the face of the offense? We knew Sean was calling the plays. He was running the offense. Pete just was like the assist boy, just assisting them. So I believe that's what went on with that situation. But shout out to Kris Rashad, man. Like you said, he helped the DBs out a lot. A DB desperate, and especially this past season. This past season when Ladabo was out, but Debo was out sometime, and then our safeties. Well, Tyron was there. Tyron, he was the more consistent one, but Marcus May was out. He missed probably about half of the season. So, I mean, it was just in and out rotations with our defensive backs, and he done an exceptional job with keeping us afloat on the defensive side. I mean, I know we suffered in the run game a little bit, but we were still able to finish solid in the run game. And then overall, defensively, we was, a top 10. So, yeah, man, it's just disappointing to see both of them go. And, yeah, I definitely don't like Ryan Nelson going to the Falcons. But anyway, it just brings us to our new defensive coordinator. The new defensive coordinator of the New Orleans Saints is, well, let's read this comment. You just popped the comment up. Donald said, I'm surprised Pete is not getting that call from Sean Payton to come to Denver.
I mean, he need to come and get him. That's why I popped the comment up.
You think it's set in stone that, that he coming, that he going to stay with us, or you think he can still start?
I don't see it happening. I'm just saying I hope Sean come get him. I think he's gonna be our offensive coordinator, unfortunately.
Well, we'll see what happens, but it's looking like, Dennis. I seen a tweet by a reliable source. It was Nick. He was saying Dennis starting to put his input in the coaching staff, because really this past season, all of these was really Sean people. Sean the one brought all these guys afloat, in the main positions. Even Nielsen and Rashad, they roles just changed with being co-defensive coordinator. But I think Dennis, he put his input, and I guess he feeling like this is do or die. So at least let me try to put my input in who I really want here. So if Dennis wanting to take that full role on defense, we'll see. But let's just get into this new defensive coordinator. The new defensive coordinator of the New Orleans Saints is Joe Woods. So I'm gonna just give a little stats with Joe Woods that we can discuss with him. Joe Woods, he was a DB coach from 1995 to 2016. And he was also a DB coach in 2018. So that's 95 to 2016. That's over 20 years of being a DB coach. That was in college and in the league. 2017, 2018, he was the defensive coordinator for the Broncos. I don't know if he got fired or what. I didn't check on that, but he wasn't the D coordinator after the 2018 season. And then he got hired as the defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns in 2020 through 2022, which resulted in him getting fired. So his 2022 campaign, just some stats for his defense. He was ranked 5th versus the pass and TDs allowed. So that was pretty good. Well, not pretty good. That was real good. But he was ranked 25th in rushing yards allowed and ranked 29th in rushing TDs. And none of these stats finish above the Saints. So, WD, just want to get your thoughts, what's your thoughts on the new hire? I know we still trying to learn who this guy really is because he's new to me. So I just had to get some information. So what's your thoughts on us bringing in a new defensive coordinator?
I think it doesn't matter. I don't think it's. Look, I'm gonna just say this. Welcome, Joe, man. Welcome to the Saints. The reason why I say it doesn't matter because look, DA is still gonna be calling plays. This is just a yes man. You know what I mean? Yes sir, dude. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's been. I think he was with DA in Oakland, if I'm not mistaken. But
yeah.
I mean, it's not like we're we got a guy coming in. We gonna have a new scheme and all this other stuff. It's not gonna be like that. The defense is who it is. I'm just look. I know this is a whole different subject, but improvement needs to be made on the offensive side of the ball. So I mean, we could be talking about moving this guy on the defensive side. I don't see what's the point because it doesn't matter. DA is going to be calling the plays. I expect the defense to be the same as long as we retain certain players. Not to say what's going to come in the next couple of months, especially with free agency hitting around the corner. But yeah, I mean, like despite what I've seen a lot of Browns fans, a lot of people who I guess were fans of other teams that had history with this dude, saying he's not really that much of a good defensive coordinator. I say it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, DA is still controlling the defense. So I really don't have much else to say other than that.
Right, and I seen a tweet from Nick Underhill. He said that his role would be more with the DBs, and Dennis Allen would call the plays. And
yeah, I kind of do want to add to that. Now I did, all the stuff you were saying about him helping out the secondary and everything. I mean, just let Kris Richard go, who's another good DB coach for another good DB coach. So I mean, he might not be that good of a defensive coordinator, but his track record says otherwise when it comes to being a DB coach, as far as the secondary goes. So, hey man, I'm with you. I mean, there's no differences here. You see what I'm saying? There's really not that much of a difference here. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening on the side of the ball. And I know we're gonna get into that, but this just don't matter to me, man. That's all I'm saying. Like that side of the ball just don't matter at this point, as long as we keep certain players.
Right. And just to add a few more things with Joe, right quick, then we can move on. Yeah, we basically know he about to be a yes man. Like you said, the defense gonna stay the same. Ain't not really changing. He just gonna be there. Like Underhill, he real a reliable source. He really be, close to the source, the actual source. So I mean, I believe he's gonna be with the DBs, and as I stated earlier, he done had over 20 plus years of being a DB coach in the league and in college. So he got a lot of experience coaching DBs. So, but for us, I just want to read this because Jeff Lane from US Today for the Cleveland Browns, he said Woods' defenses were significantly lacking. While the defensive tackle position left something to be desired, the Browns couldn't stop the run, were often out of position in pass coverage, and were wildly inconsistent throughout the season. And I put in bold, were often out of position in pass coverage. Now he's gonna be working with the DBs. He won't be calling the plays, so I really won't take that in consideration. About the part where it said we're often out of position because DA gonna be calling the plays. But hopefully this guy can coach up the DBs to where they, won't be getting out of position in pass coverage. I mean, like I said, they already know the defense. Ain't nothing changing, like you said. But just wanted to read that. And that's basically it for Joe Woods. Like I said, just had to get some info about him because this is my first time hearing about the guy. Honestly, out of all these defensive coordinators,
That says a lot.
yeah.
Oh,
And then he also said that he shockingly, the guy is surprised that the New Orleans Saints hired this man as a defensive coordinator.
oh
But
shit.
us Saints fans, we know what this about to be. And I
Oh
believe that's
boy.
why Chris Richard left. Chris Richard, shout out to Chris Ford, said Dennis wants control. Chris wasn't having it, so he bounced. I think that's what happened with that situation. And I hope it don't bite Dennis, man.
You hope it does it?
Nah, I mean, if you want to be honest, this man was having trouble. I mean, he was having trouble being a head coach last year.
Exactly.
And now he
This how I
wants
look.
taking control of the defense. And now
I,
you got the whole team he's supposed to be worried about.
yeah. I mean, look, it's like this, man. Right now, we know it. Saints fans, most Saints fans know who he is, what he is as a head coach. They know he makes we know that he makes a damn good defensive coordinator. We know that. But as a head coach, we know he ain't it. But since he got another chance, right now, it's all or nothing. Put up or shut up, So right now, let's see what we gonna do. Just like I seen, shout out to you, James Smart, in the comment section saying train wreck. If it's a train wreck, or maybe he improves somehow, shock everybody, shock the world, and I know that I don't want to, I ain't no fortune teller, but I mean that would be very shocking to everybody if he just turned this whole thing around. But all the decision making moves that he's doing right now at this point, we gonna see if it crash and burn, or he just rise to the occasion. It's all or nothing right now. So, this right here is it. If it's gonna sink, if it's gonna be a sinking ship, then let it sink.
Right.
But a lot of that right now, we really talking about the other side of the ball being the main issue, which it is. And I mean, it still starts with him as a head coach because you want the team to be disciplined. But we're going to get into it when we talk about this quarterback, this quarterback situation, because I look at that in so many ways, and I'm going to get into it. I'm going to wait till we get to that topic. But yeah, that right there, looking at that, man, I'm curious, man. But either way, we're going to see if he's sinking, if he rises or if he'll sink. So let's see.
That's a fact. Okay, so I guess we can move on to the most recent topic.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that, I mean, I feel like we got to touch on Zach Strief. Man, he's look, Sean, he's picking our coaching staff apart, man. I mean, he's taking all the good coaches, CB.
Mm-hmm.
That man is
somebody else about to lead too. Somebody else about to go out there, but Zach the most noticeable one. It's not. It's like one of the assistants that's about to go out there, but it's not one of the notable assistants. Like a O-line coach or nothing like that. But yeah, you see, he done got Zach Strief, so we'll see. And then there's a lot of talk about he gonna possibly won't Taysom. Honestly, I don't. I mean, Russell, he's a scrambler. Of course, he's not no Taysom when it comes to running the football. But I don't know. I don't know if he gonna try to go for Taysom or not. I think
my goodness,
it make you be a dumbass to do that. If you gonna send Taysom, go somewhere else and get another compensation. He already gave Sean a 3rd round pick. We already done that, and the whole deal was supposed to be just for Sean straight up. And we sending him a 3rd round pick. But to each his own. Like I said, we already done got into that, man. We seen.
I mean, look, if we gonna give up to look, we saw what the issue was last year. I mean, offensive the play calling just bad, right? Overall, I mean, you taking Taysom in and out so frequently, man. It's like there was really no flow, man. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't feel relying on play action with Taysom. They don't even know how to execute it. I mean, like, just inconsistent play calling, just bad, man. So I'm just saying, if we were to get rid of Taysom, oh boy, I mean, you better be asking for a second round pick. And I'm not just talking about at least a second round pick. That I'll say that. Because look, it's not talking about Taysom as a quarterback. It's just as a player in general. Just imagine last season without Taysom Hill, folks. Imagine it. And I tell you what, without Taysom, man, Dennis Helen and Pete, they probably would have been out of here because we probably wouldn't have won 4 games. I can tell you that.
Right. Okay. Shout out to Rose City. You heard M3. He said, Joy Evans, come on down. And then you got Cornelius said, do you think they promote Joy Evans? I think that'll be a good move because he
Shine
definitely
gonna look at that. Shine gonna look at that, snatch him to find another, might be a I don't know, an offensive line assistant coach or something like that, man. Be careful what y'all wish for, man. Shine out here being an enemy. I'm laughing at you. How you looking, CB?
saying that he finessed Mickey. I mean, I know some people think, it's a third round, man. It shouldn't have been nothing at all.
Oh yeah, we shouldn't have gave up nothing for sure.
But okay, shout out to Crash Sports said Saints need a QB, running back, tight end, and guard. Offense need work.
Damn, you basically just see the whole offense, huh? Mine is receiving, and depending on what happens to MT and probably Jobs is out the door. I mean, you can add a receiver there too. Doesn't have to be a number 1 receiver, but need a receiver in some fashion. Anytime you don't resign a receiver or you're trading the receiver or letting one go, you better get another one. Shine didn't get that memo last season when one of them went down, but it is what it
is. Right. All right. Well, I guess we can get into the news of the night. A few hours ago, Derek Carr was granted permission to come down for a visit with the New Orleans Saints in the morning. So tomorrow, Derek Carr will be visiting with the New Orleans Saints tomorrow. I do want to note this is something important to consider. I mean, it's just facts. Whether we hate it, some love it. I seen I don't know how. Shout out to Doug Corleone. I don't know, if he think this would be a good move or not. But he said, Derek Carr, you are a Saint in bold letters. So I don't know, but either way, just something important to note. Dennis Allen drafted this guy in 2014. So he believed in Derek Carr to continue his coaching career in Oakland and to be the face of that franchise. So that's just something important before, they get into this visiting stuff. I'm going to be highly pissed off if we go this route. And there ain't no disrespect to Derek Carr. We, get into some of this. He had his
disrespect. Disrespect. You talking about the dude? First of all, you notice how the music stopped, huh? In this series, the dude we gave a donut. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I know people gonna brush it off like, oh, they don't matter. Team effort, whatever. Disrespect. Look, you know what? I'm sorry, CB. Go ahead, man. I'm gonna give all my thoughts right after you. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but let's go ahead.
Well, I mean, my thoughts on the Derek Carr thing. First off, he a four-time Pro Bowler. He hold all the records for the Oakland QB. I mean, with the Raiders organization. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm not his whole career hasn't been pure crap. It ain't been pure crap his whole career. Now he done had some good moments. So I ain't gonna do him like that. Um, but I will say, man, to have a Darren Waller, to have Devontae Adams, to have somebody in the backfield, it's nasty as he did. Um, I don't see why you couldn't get the job done. Hannah Renfro, he stepped up and became a liable target. Got all these pieces. I don't understand what went wrong um this past season. I mean, you had a nasty tight end, a nasty receiver, nasty running back, and a pretty good receiver. I really don't know what went wrong, but I just say this, man. We do not. I don't think we need to entertain this move because we're gonna have to trade something. And it said the Raiders said the only way that teams can visit with Derek Carr is if they agree to the compensation. And I seen a source said that the Saints and Raiders has already agreed to compensation for Derek Carr. That don't mean the trade is finalized. It's just saying if that's who if Derek Carr want to come to New Orleans and the Saints want to come to New Orleans, then they go agree to what they talked about, to the compensation they talked about. And I seen another source saying that Oakland is looking for a second or third round pick. You might as well knock that second round off. And Mickey would be a dumbass to give a second round pick for Derek Carr. That's the fact. Really, and I'm just being honest. I think Derek Carr about a fourth. I say fourth round pick, the highest. And like I said, I'm not about to be disrespectful to him. He done had some good moments. It just blows my mind. Like I don't understand why he couldn't make none shake with them pieces he had out there offensively. And I think old dude won the Russian crown. Is either him or Derrick Henry, but I think he won the Russian title this year. So
Derek Carr? I'm sorry, Josh Jigger. I'm sorry. That just went right past me. I'm sorry.
It was him or DH, but he was one or two Russian in the league. So I mean, yeah, I don't understand what went wrong, man. But well, I say, nah, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I was about to compare him to Jameis, but I'm not gonna do that.
Oh no.
Okay, AK DeSantis said Jacobs led the lead. So you had a lead rusher.
I don't know why that went past me, dog.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yo.
That's ridiculous. But this also tells one thing. You know, I kind of didn't close the door on the Jameis situation, but just this news coming out and him, the Saints wanting to visit with him no more, that closes the door on the Jameis Winston experiment in New Orleans. Wish it would have been better, but you know it is what it is. Dennis wanted, another guy. So, AKA the Sanchez said, not only did we shut the Raiders out, Carr couldn't get his offense past the 50.
Ouch.
In my opinion, we just need to draft a QB. Draft a QB, let him develop. Because I mean, Derek Carr, he's 31. I'm pretty sure he don't reach the ceiling. I don't know if how much better can he get? He's been in the league 8 seasons.
Well, look, when you say that, I mean, he is 31. I mean, some quarterbacks do, they be 31, and I mean, Breeze was one of them. I mean, he made the Super Bowl at age 31. Not saying I'm comparing him to Drew Brees, not at all, folks. But yeah, just to put it out there, I mean, quarterbacks, some quarterbacks, man, they flourish when they hit that age. So
yeah, and Gino.
Even Matt Ryan went to the Super Bowl at 31, I think. So
man.
Not saying that will happen, but you know what I mean.
I know Geno Smith is an example. I mean, he was trash for a while, and then he just got in the right situation, and I think he was just a late bloomer. What City
Yeah.
said, who gonna develop a rookie QB? Pete really nah, fam.
Hey, I know what you mean. Sean couldn't even do it. So what makes us think Pete gonna do it? Oop.
That's a fact. But I mean, what other options we got? We better not get no Jimmy. I mean, I'm saying,
Oh
as far as
Lord.
us getting like a nasty QB, I'd rather take the chance in the draft.
I mean, look.
At least we got some hope. At least we got some hope with a QB there. We already know what we getting out of these QBs that's available. Derek Carr, maybe a different situation, he might explode.
Hmm. All right, so I'm gonna finally get my thoughts. Look, we are so desperate right now, and look, it's not even just about winning. We can talk about winning championships. We can talk about getting to the playoffs, but it's not just only about that. It's about how entertaining this can be. Because right now we know we ain't winning jack shit with DA and Pete Carmichael. Let's just call it for what it is. We don't know how far it's gonna go. If anything does happen, if any good comes out of it, it'll shock most of us, right? Derek Carr is better than Andy Dalton. That's the truth. He's better than him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Derek Carr is a bit better than Jameis Winston. I'll admit it. However, we still got to ask the question: is Derek Carr truly a good quarterback? Is he entertaining to watch? I mean, if you look at this, look, I saw a comment. Somebody in the comment section said that, you know, we can't just look at this season. I mean, but you can look at a lot of the past seasons with Derek Carr. Are you going to – now, look, I'll say this. Look, we could probably make the playoffs with him. We can. Here's the problem. Much like somebody's going to talk about a rookie quarterback, how good a rookie quarterback is, how bad a rookie quarterback is, at the end of the day, it will be Derek Carr and Pete Carmichael. So if you sit up here, you know, happy with Derek Carr being here, I mean, he's working with Pete Carmichael. Is that going to be any better than what it was with the Raiders? Yes, let's say our defense is good, you know, as the past seasons. You know, Derek Carr hasn't really had a good season, a good defense, you know, a competent defense. Well, I'm just saying, man, like, while he is better, how good is he, really? You know what I mean? Because I don't know, man. Like you just hit it on the nail with Darren Waller, and I know he was hurt. Henry, what's his name? Renfro. That's his
Hunter,
name.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hunter.
I mean, that running back, Josh Jacobs, man, Devontae Adams. He had some guys, man. Amari Cooper before?
Pieces.
He had pieces,
Yeah.
man. He had them. Why hasn't he flourished? I think his best season was what? 2016. You remember that? It might have been 2016 or 2017. It was one of those seasons. I know when he did make the playoffs, he did get hurt though right before. So I mean, that was his best seasons. Like, you know, I'm not taking away from that from him, but I mean, I just look at so many factors in this, and I'm just thinking like, look, with Dennis Allen, all the moves that he's making, I understand he's going with the familiar faces and stuff that he once had in Oakland. But right now, the reason I'm accepting for what it is, Mickey Loomis, you know, we got the DA for another year. I want to see if it's sink or if he arises, right? My problem is Derek Carr. I feel like if we sign Derek Carr, he's going to probably be a long-term answer. And I don't know if I like that. If you're going to get a vet, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to get a vet, maybe, you know, just like with Jameis, you know, 1-2 seasons. Let's see how you do. Andy Dalton, 1 season. Let's see how you do. Derek Carr, man, you might have this dude for 3 years. Look, if things do crash and burn and just turn to shit this season, I don't see Derek Carr next year. Or the year after, or any years after that. So that's why I want to actually draft a quarterback. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, when you draft a quarterback, yeah, it can turn the shit this season, but we get some more guys up in here, some new guys, some new faces, some competent coaches. They could develop that quarterback. But Derek Carr, we know who he is at 31. I'm just going to call it for what it is. Look, I'd rather sign Derek Carr. And depending on what we trade him for, if it's a third rounder, so be it. I'm cool. I'll be okay with it. But if we trading anything more, like a second round or higher, Lord knows, like if you trade that first round pick, so help me, I might not watch the Saints game. Look, who am I kidding? I'm gonna watch the Saints game. That I'm gonna call it speed. I'm gonna watch the Saints game. But I'm just gonna say, like, I will not be interested that much in this season if you trade the first round for Derek Carr. Why? Because I don't believe that you're going to draft a quarterback. Because regardless if they get a vet, I feel like they need to draft for a quarterback regardless. We've missed out on so many quarterbacks the past seasons. You know, we sit up here and talk about Lamar Jackson. We sit up here and talk about how they could have traded up for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Kenny Pickett was sitting there in the draft last season. I know we needed a receiver. I know we needed an offensive lineman, specifically a tackle. I understand it. But all these quarterbacks we passed up on. The one that gets me, you know, and I know we all skeptical as fans, but scouts are scouts, right? They know football more than us. They should, you know, see talent when they see it. Jalen Hurts. So many teams passed up on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was sitting in the second round. We didn't get him. And we needed a quarterback. So if you getting Derek Carr and you trading, you know, if you trading a first round pick or you trading a second round pick for him, that's just going to tell me that you're not trying to draft a quarterback either. And that's definitely going to hurt our future. So that's where I'm at.
Well, I see. Shout out to inevitable expertise. I see. I could tell by his comments that he a Derek Carr fan, and like I said, I don't. We're not sitting here just, you know, shitting on the dude. I'm saying that I'm not down for giving no second round pick. Now, anybody that's down for giving a second round pick up for Derek Carr is out of their mind. Me, I say a fourth. If we can get CD away, you know, for crumbs, we basically gave him away for crumbs. We're gonna have to negotiate. Let's try to not give away nothing, no outfit. But nah, man, giving away a second round pick. I know you got. I see the comment about, you know, you got to go through the whole team. I mean, I understand that. I'm saying,
I wouldn't even entertain those comments because he pretty much ignored half the things we said. I literally brought up DA. You can look at our front office right now. You can look at our coaching staff right now. How is that any better? Aren't we claiming to be dysfunctional? You think it's so much better? You know what I'm saying? Like what's good for him here? Think about that. Look at P. Carr. Is he supposed to be any better here? Oh, y'all just naming receivers. No, we named tight ends. We named running backs. You must have missed that. Like I said, wasn't listening to half of the stuff we said. So I wouldn't even entertain the comments, CB.
Well, he was talking about, yeah, we did wait because we talking about the Raiders. I'm just saying, man, like, did the guy not have those pieces behind? And I'm just talking about how the performance was offensively. I'm not talking about the team record. Because, yeah, when you talk about team record, yeah, the whole entire team plays a part in that. That's just like we had a great defense. We still had a good defense regardless of the injuries and stuff. And CD leaving, all that. We still had a very good defense, but our offense wasn't there. And that played a huge part of why we went 7-10 this season. But I'm saying the Oakland Raiders, if you got a Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, the man led the league in rushing. I guess Darren Waller was hurt some. I remember him I think it was an ankle or something, but he was there a good part of the season. Hunter Renfro, you got these guys, and the offense wasn't explosive. To my knowledge, it wasn't. I mean, obviously he's got benched and stuff, so obviously the offense wasn't flourishing to their liking. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying really. I want us to just draft it. I want to go that route. So therefore, we're not giving up any draft picks, bringing in a guy, and then just say that he don't perform to the standard. Because like you said, WD, I believe if we trade for Derek Carr, they looking at him to be our franchise guy. They just not trading.
Exactly.
You're not about to trade for him to do a 1-year prove it deal.
Not even two. Cool. Not even just two. That's my point. That's my point, man.
Right. You're not gonna trade nobody for 1-year prove it deal. Now, if Derek Carr was a free agent and wanted to bring, I mean, that's a whole different ball game because now you don't have to give up anything. Then in that situation, you can do a 1-year. I mean, if they wanted to do that, but the way it's looking, DA drafted this guy. Like I said, very important note. DA drafted the guy, so they done agreed on compensation. So it's leading towards that he about to become a new on the sink. I don't know what deter that now if compensation already done been agreed upon. So I mean, what's the holdback now? So, and I know didn't he have he got a huge contract. I don't know what his cap hit gonna be, but I mean I know Mickey gonna, as far as that cap stuff, Mickey gonna work his way with that. But and I said, like I said, I'm not about to throw rocks on the dude or nothing like that. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying he definitely not worth giving up a 2nd round pick for. And to me, I don't think it's worth a 3rd. But I know if he become a Saint, I know the 3rd gonna be included. I know that.
Yeah, I'll accept a 3rd. I'll accept it.
But we got 2 3rds, don't we? This year, right? I gotta
I'm not aware of that. Not aware of that.
I think we got 2. I'm not even sure, but
yeah, I mean I'll trade for a 3rd, man. Now we got 1 TB.
You said we got 1/3?
Yeah, we got 2 5ths though. You know where the other 5th come from. God damn it, man. I'm always thinking about it every podcast.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you gotta give kudos to the Eagles GM. That man know how to play chess real good. We giving up a 5th and what, a 7th or something like that.
We don't gotta talk about it no more. No, come on, man. We don't gotta do it no more. We done suffered enough, bro. We gotta stop talking.
No, what Mickey about to do is give up a 2nd round pick for Derek Carr.
And guess what? You know what? I'm gonna just say my favorite line. It is what it is.
Shout out to Joshua Johnson. He said, I say no picks because of that cap he brings. In fact, he got, he do got some cap that he about to bring with him because, he did sign a deal. I forgot when he signed it, but, he got a cap. He got a huge cap that he going to be bringing with him. Unless they do a restructure before they set him. I don't know what, if that's part of the agreement or what, that he get his deal restructured before getting sent to us. AKA the scientist said we got picks 29, 40, 71. So I just hope if they do trade for him, I don't see him. I don't see him giving up no 4th.
Man, we trading Derek Carr for Alvin Kamara.
Man, I hope not.
Imagine Saints Twitter, imagine social media just in general. Saints fans losing their shit. The chaos is just growing, man. The pitchforks and torches are out for airline, man. Man, at this point, man, nothing shocks me anymore. So I mean, look, I'm just calling for what it is. Don't let it shock y'all, Saints fans, when one of these players probably get traded, man. I'm not saying it'll necessarily be for Derek Carr, but just don't let it shock y'all. Oh boy, this all season is fun so far, isn't it?
Yep, I just know what Derek Carr, man, and yeah, if they trade for him, obviously they highly interested because I mean, they got a deal in place, a trade deal. So I guess it's just they gonna talk to him and see what's up. I don't know what's the other deciding factors.
Hey, look, man. I look at Alvin Kamara, and I mean, you heard what he was saying. You heard him taking shots at Pete, rightfully so at that. Um, and they kept Pete Carmichael, man. It just wouldn't shock me. Hey, no, we ain't gotta talk about in case the scientists. We ain't gotta throw a Bowman, man. That man was washed by the time he went to the Raiders, man. But I get what you're saying. You know, he was a name. So I remember I wanted Bowman, but that man was washed. Yeah, see, that's the point. And really, I guess I'm gonna just keep going. But I mean, that's the point. See, that's how desperate we are. We talking about, yeah, he's better. I mean, the bar is not that high to be celebrating about it. that's the whole point.
Yeah, we talking about Andy.
The bar is not that high. You see what I'm saying? We are so desperate at this point. We just throwing anything that sticks. Like I always say, man. Like I was saying earlier, I just don't know how good he really is. I have my doubts. This ain't Matthew Stafford, by the way. I know people like to take him and compare him to Matthew Stafford, or he was a really, really good quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean, Matthew Stafford, his 5,000 seasons and all that stuff, that played a huge part. But I mean, Stafford was a really, really good quarterback. He is a really, really good quarterback. But I'm definitely not gonna put him on that level. Believe you, he's good. All right, I'll take your word for it, man.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, we Saints fans. I hope the man good.
I hope so. I look, bro. I look at it like this, man. Like I said, Pete Carmichael and Derek Carr. There you go. And look, let's say Carr does good, then that means he's probably saving DA's job. He's saving Pete Carmichael's job. Assuming if Sean Payton doesn't take him away, hopefully he does. But if Derek Carr, comes here, and I think it's likely that he's going to be our quarterback. I mean, hell, we've been talking about it for months. What, a month or two at this point? He's likely going to be our quarterback in some fashion. I just see that happening. It's inevitable, but just like your name. So I mean, if he comes in and he if he does good, he's gonna save jobs, man. So I mean, it is what it is. But I'm not too crazy about this. If we sign him, if we trade for him, however we do it, I'm not gonna be jumping for joy. The 3rd round pick, I'll be okay with it. Like I said, anything high is crazy.
Right.
I don't care who the quarterback is, as long as we can get wins. Hey, I agree with that. Just how many wins you talking about?
But we seen what was the holdback for us getting W's in a lot of the games this year. The defense can only do so much. It's like, the defense, you're gonna have a game here or there where the defense ain't gonna show up, but just can't rely on the defense week in and out to they carry the load the whole season. But we seen exactly what was the holdback. Quarterback was one of them. Andy had, 2 or 3 good games where he was, real precise, but Andy Dalton couldn't carry the offense. He wasn't gonna, take our offense to another level. He was
Man,
just a very conservative guy. I don't mind having him as a backup next year. I
listen,
don't mind us bringing him back to back
it
up.
you know how it pisses me off that when I see people say Andy Dalton played good, it really pisses me off because I don't know what the hell he was watching. All the ones I've seen saying that we couldn't have been watching the same games, man. Couldn't have been. Now, yeah, he did. There was sometimes he'll hit the receiver in the hand like a lobby and it bounced off, throwing the Kurtwood, those passes. But please give me a break, man. I saw fans talking crazy about Jameis the year prior that 14-3 was misleading. So what the hell is 18-9 interceptions? 18. Think about that, CB. 18 touchdowns and 9 interceptions in what? 14 games? Compared to those 14 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in a year prior with Jameis Winston in 5 or 6 games. Think about that shit. I'm done.
I know we're doing the Saints podcast. I just want to give a shout out to LeBron. I got the TV in the background playing. Shout out to LeBron. He's got the all-time scoring record. Shout out to him. Just wanted to put that out there.
Shout out to LeBron, man. Ain't a fan, but shout out to him. AKA the scientist. Dalton was our backup though. There was no expectations for him. Yeah, I had my expectations for him. I ain't gonna tell you what it was, but I already knew what, I already knew, man. So yeah, man. CB, what we got, man? What we got?
I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, I wanna open up the lines, man. I don't know. We good on time, but
It's 11 o'clock on the dot.
yeah, I think
Central time.
Yeah, what we can do, because I would love to get you guys thoughts and opinions on this news with Derek Carr. So let's see tomorrow, and who knows, it may happen tomorrow night. That he a Saint. So what I do is I'll just do a live, open up the phone lines only tomorrow night, and you guys can give your thoughts on Derek Carr. Inevitable expertise. I want you to call in, fam. Just because I want to hear it sounds like that you've been tuned in very well to Derek Carr, so love to hear your side. Like I said, we not. I'm not debating. I don't think none of us is going against Derek Carr. It's just I don't want to give up nothing. I don't think he's worth that at this point. Like I said, he may come into a different situation and change, do a Geno Smith. And I'm not saying he was trash like Geno, because Geno wasn't good, until he got in the situation. He just flipped it. He's a late bloomer. But I don't think Derek Carr wasn't he wasn't a bad football player. I just the way Mickey been getting finessed. Like I said, what Mickey's bread and butter is dealing with the cap space. He know how to maneuver and get us under, but far as trades and stuff, I mean, let's just keep it hot. I don't think he don't. I ain't gonna say the phrase again. I'm just saying, man, he don't stand 10 toes down when it's trade talk. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, if I got time, I should have time no more. I'm off the next 2 days from work, so definitely gonna be interesting, man. Hopefully before Friday they have a decision on Derek Carr. If Derek Carr goes to another team and visit, that pretty much is telling us that the Saints is out of it, in my opinion. If the Saints allow him to go to another team and visit, so I don't think this is nothing that the Saints have to take a week to think about. If you don't agree to him, obviously they interested. So it's just I don't know. I don't know what's the deciding factor in it. But we'll see. But yeah, that'll be the plan for me tomorrow. So the ones that tuned in, man, y'all be on the lookout tomorrow. But it's just gonna be a call-in set. We just talking about the Derek Carr situation, and you can bring up the defensive coordinator position. Anything we talked about tonight, the show will be y'all's. It's just gonna be a call-in show. Get you guys started. We love to listen to the listeners. We love to hear from my listeners. You know, by the voice as well, as long as the comments. But WD, you got any final thoughts, fam?
Hey man, shout out to the viewers, shout out to the people in the chat. It's been a fun night, I guess, man. This off season look like it's about to be fun, pretty entertaining to say the least. I mean, we need something, man. So I mean, look, if we gonna have more boring football going on, because that's what it was offensively for this team. We need to have a fun off season or something to spice things up, man. So until the next show, man. This has been the WDN Chatline podcast, and yeah. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already.
Right, so yeah, definitely. Same as WD said, man. You guys please like, subscribe, follow the page. Appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. And once again, be on the lookout for call-ins. Call-in show. Just gonna be dedicated to you all. You guys call in. You hear what we're saying tonight. I don't know if WDN Uptown will be on, but if so, we'll be looking forward to hearing you guys' calls. So please click that link tomorrow because the show gonna be for you guys, and we can talk about this Derek Carr situation. Pretty sure more news will be out about this situation, how the visit went, etc. Also, welcome new defensive coordinator. We'll see how that goes. And it's the WDN Chatline podcast, and we're out. Who that?
For life.